Hi, my name is Celeste. I am here with the band Obscura Domini. To start with the first question, Obscura Domini was formed in 2024 and released a full-length album quite quickly. What was the creative urgency behind um, Sepulchral Echoes behind the Withered Sky?
The Obscura Domini project was born from an idea of mine in 2024 during a period when I found myself alone and without an active band. All my previous project, black metal and otherwise, has come to an end. For about 2 years, I tried to join already existing bands, but without success due to different point of view with other members of the bands or different music taste and influences. At that point, I decided to create a band in my own image, a project that would be completely under my control, with a songwriting process handled solely by me. For this reason, I decided I choose to keep the circle very small and involve only one person, Eric, with whom a sincere friendship at the development within one of the projects had both unsuccessfully tried to join before. We stayed in touch for quite some time, and considering him the perfect person, both on a human and a musical level, I decided to try to involve him. Fortunately, he was in the same situation as me, and so everything was natural, and we decided to create together the band. So that's how Oscura Domini was formed.
Okay, that's interesting. Um,
Okay.
Now, the next question. The album balances atmosphere, symphonic elements, and raw black metal. How do you approach composing to maintain cohesion between aggression and atmosphere?
Uh, I think that the more melodic nature and the old school black metal elements blends very naturally because, in my opinion, they reflect our musical taste and our personal characteristics. I represent and I'm more interested in the musical, melodic, and atmospheric side. Also because I play several instruments as electric guitar and keyboards. Eric, in the other side, adds the more violent and old school black metal component. This balance for me is fundamental because it's a thing that is something I wanted preserve for the very beginning because I greatly prefer bands that mix these two elements, the atmosphere and the violence, but without leaning too heavily in one direction. So we start from different approaches, but we know very well this genre of metal, and so it felt natural to develop a sound that is atmospheric and melodic, but also and always direct and aggressive, without becoming overly orchestral, in my opinion, or anachronistic. Um, and I hope that this come across when you listen the album.
Yeah, no, I can definitely hear that. Um, Now the Forgotten Talisman of Corrupted Shadows appears both as a single and an album track. What significance does this song hold within the album's overall concept?
Hello. Now, the tracks opens the header concept of the album, which is built as a concept work centered on the soul and hypothetical ritualist. It describes that magical ritual means to awaken the ancient demons through a talisman forget in the void. Deep inside a terrifying cave, portrayed as an abyss where the light disappears and roots ensembles the veins.
Okay, I like
Okay,
that.
again, deep inside a terrifying cave, portraits in the abyss, where light disappears and roots ensemble the veins and the veins. And it is there that portal to the realm of eternal darkness is open. The song focused on a loss and soul and a triumph of shadows, but not in negative sense, but in necessary transformations of souls, ego.
Okay. That's really interesting to explain that. Now for the next question. Instrumental tracks open and close the album. How important are these pieces in shaping the narrative and emotional flow of the record?
Okay, these tracks are essentials to the concepts. The opening instruments represent representation, the sources preparing his body and mind for the journey into the darkness, beginning with his arrival in the place where everything will start. The outro marks the end of the journey, but also the beginning of eternal illuminations, become a gods of himself, of itself. The spirits reach eternal union with darkness, while the physical body is left behind. Uh, I not prefer explain further, leaving space to personal interpretations of the person who buy the CD.
Okay. Now your music invokes themes of emptiness, decay, and inner voids. Are these themes drawn from personal introspection, philosophy, or purely symbolic imagery?
Okay. They originate mainly from personal introspections and deep philosophical reflection developed over time. It is an inner path shaped by observation, confrontation with the void, and the analysis of the darkest aspects of the human existence. It is not purely symbolic imagery, although imagination plays as important role in giving for languages to real lived emotions.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Now, as a two-member project, how does the collaboration between guitars slash keyboards and vocals slash bass work in practice? Is the songwriting process collective or divided?
Um, I and Eric are very few friends, but we live about 8,000 kilometers apart. So reaching together is impossible. The songwriting process works like this. I take care of the musical composition, so all the initial ideas come from me. Um, I created the early version of the songs and send them to Eric. So he gives me some feedback. Sometimes he like immediately. Other time he suggests a correction or improvements. And but I was sure from the beginning that he was the right person because he know very well this kind of metal. So after that, he focuses on lyrics and and vocals. I think that he plays also the bass, but it's not the instrument that you can use to compose the songs. So it is added in the end of the process. For the lyric, he is the main composer, while I only offer suggestions or evaluations when needed. But everything flow quite smoothly because we have, I think, but I'm sure we have an excellent relationship and I think a very similar overall vision of black metal. So it's everything very natural, the process.
Okay.
Right.
I
And then can I tell one thing?
yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
the compositional process starts with Gabriel, who, besides being a great composer, is also a highly experienced guitarist. Then I added the bass line and write the lyrics according to the concept and desires to explore. The rest is finalized in studio, where we evaluate the best solution based on the album's showed sounds as a whole. Spero di aver detto bene. Everything has to be perfect at the last according and our outstanding. In the end, it will be in the listening it give to the final genre. At the moment, we are two multi-instrumentalists. As for the other instruments, for live performance, and we currently use session musicians, just as we do in the studio.
Okay. I like that you guys are able to compromise and, still make music despite your distance. Now the next question. Gabriel's also involved in other projects such as uh Tenebra Arcana and Hort Horturn has an extensive background in multiple bands. How does your past musical experiences influence Obscura Domini's sound?
I think so and so. As I mentioned before, Obscura Domini sounds mainly comes from the union of our musical preferences, and it's the point, the main point. But just as it did in our previous events. Perhaps now have more so precisely because this project belong now only to the two of us. So, and no one else has a say in it. So it's more important, our influence inside this project. More
Okay.
before. Okay.
Atmospheric black metal often risks becoming repetitive if not carefully structured. How do you keep long tracks like Abysses of Nothingness engaging from start to finish?
Uh, I think that incorporating a strong melody component that defines the song or the album, but while never forgetting the more violent side of black metal. Can be a good and is a good for me, in my opinion, is a good way to create tracks that remain interesting and don't bore the listener in general. For the length of the songs, I don't care, and I don't. It wasn't something I consciously planned. They simply turned off, turned it out as long as I felt was right. But your question for me is, I take this as a great compliment for me because this is exactly what I want Obscura Domini, Obscura Domini to be. An atmospheric band, but with a lot of melody, but in the same time violent and very direct.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Now the Kula Productions released the album on CD. How
Yeah.
important is the physical format for Obscura Domini in the age of digital consumption?
Yes. Okay. For us, a physical format such as CDs, cassette, or vinyl are extremely essential. But at the same time, we are aware that today digital or streaming music is also important, especially for younger listeners. That's not problem, even so when it comes the albums. I personally prefer the physical format, the physical media, the physical CD, the vinyls and cassettes, because it's a complete different world. But I strongly encourage the younger generation to try it. But in the end, it's a matter of taste.
Definitely. It also just depends on if like people can collect. I know me personally, I like CDs and cassettes. I collect actively when I can. So I agree with you. Now for the last question. Looking forward, do you see Obscura Domini pushing further into symphonic territory or returning to a more raw and minimalist black metal approach?
Mm, I don't know, but I think, I believe Obscura Domini will always be a balance between melody and aggression. And I think that this equilibrium will be very difficult to work, also because are my preference, my musical taste. So it will be very, very difficult to crack this mix. Just as there will never be, I think, an Obscura Domini without one of the two of us. I repeat every day to Eric that in the beginning, Obscura Domini was a an idea of mine, but Obscura Domini are founded by two people and we are in the same level. So I think that Obscura Domini without one of the two will never be.
Okay. Um, Great. Thank you so much. Uh, it has been a pleasure interviewing you two. And I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank
Okay,
you very
thanks.
much.
Thank you very much.